Between the Ribs with host Jonathan Morris, fourth-generation farmer. First-hand insight into farming, faith, and family as only Jonathan can bring. Between the Ribs. Between the Ribs on Florida Man Radio.
What's cracking, everybody? Between the Ribs with Jonathan Morris. Back and somewhat alive. Heather Hippopotamus, how have you been? It's been a wild ride this last 2 weeks.
It's been crazy. I'm back in the saddle and ready to do our thing.
Ready to record and get some stuff done. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm kind of slouched over to the side, leaning like a gangster lean. Got my, leaning over on the console with my windows down, chilling. My mind on my money and my money on my mind. Have you ever heard? You don't know that song, do you?
Sure I do.
Little Snoop Doggy Dogg. I want to give a big shout out to Randy up in Fort Walton. Y'all, he's got the best voice in radio. Randy's a man. Thank you for that introduction last week, kind of filling everybody in and putting that show together for us. I was out. I know I did Shannon's show on Tuesday, but we had a drastic change in events from Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and I ended up back in the hospital. And then I was there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I want to get to all that, but first, real quick, Between the Ribs, Morris Family Farms, Organic Meats. We are your local butcher. Your food, your farm is us ends. Mama and the girls at the shop holding it down, working hard. I've got a couple guys helping me on the farm and in the slaughterhouse and in the cut room doing stuff to make sure the beef keeps coming, the pigs keep coming, the chickens keep coming. So we're not going to slack on anything going into the holidays. We're still going to have the turkeys. If you want to get your turkey order in, 407-402-5686. And then any other orders, briskets, prime ribs, going into the holiday season, we do it all. Whole tenderloins, whole ribs. If you can imagine it for a party, we do it. For the Peruvians, we even do the red hams. The Peruvians' red hams.
What's a red ham?
Just a heavily salted ham, kind of like pickled. It's weird. It's just the way they preserve it. But they call it a red ham. It's basically just a salted ham. A little darker than our pink ham that you buy like at like the deli meat.
Is it dry?
It's a little drier. Yeah, because it's got a good salt. They'll pull all the moisture out. But it's good.
I love ham.
It makes a good holiday ham. So we have all that. And I have the proof. Finally, I have the proof of the hypocrisy and their lies that they just basically, they hate cows. And when I say they, I'm talking about the crazy liberal left. It's an all-out attack, a war on protein for Americans because they know that protein is what keeps us up, keeps us going. I really believe, and I think I have all the proof now, and I think we all do, that the attack on guns, the attack on the Second Amendment, the attack on the First Amendment, the attack on everything is to weaken us and control us. And if we don't have guns, we can't hunt, and we can't protect ourselves. And if we don't have livestock, we can't raise and feed our families. And I know, oh, God, sorry. There will be some knee complications, Justin Stanley's show, but whatever. God, that hurt. Wowzer.
Did you bang it into the table?
It just, I don't know, just the way it's sitting with this stool. I don't know. I don't have the right idea for what to do, but no, that made it worse. You can't. Woo.
I was going to put the stool on the other side.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I can lean that way. Rock with it, lean with it, but not that way. So anyway, it's an all-out attack. We're going to talk about that. But I want to go over my surgery because I have a lot of people, so many people texting, emailing, or messaging on Facebook. And I apologize, I can't get to everybody, but I just want to say thank you very, 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 very much for all your love and support. And thank you for Heather, for you and Billy for coming and visiting me in the hospital. I really appreciate the Hippopotamus family and the card from your daughters. That was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
It made my day. Thank you so much. But I went into surgery a little apprehensive, a little nervous, just to be honest, because of my first surgery was so bad. Like, it was terrible. Like, it almost took your life away pain-wise. And then the lack of pain management just because what was going on at the hospital and their failure to care or whatever, negligence, which, by the way, we won't talk about that part because
you're not talking about that part.
Maybe send them a letter.
Okay.
My buddy maybe writing them a letter.
All right.
So
they really should have had you on pain medication, like stable pain medication. They didn't,
right.
And that was a problem.
Yes, yeah. And the fact that the doctor had written all the orders, but they refused to send them down. Well, I don't want to unpack it over the radio because, again, they may be getting a letter and a phone call. But so I'm going to the second surgery, and we had this whole plan. We had all this meeting with the doctors and anesthesiologists and with the whole team, with nurses. And I didn't know you could do that, but you can. You're allowed to have a meeting with everybody before your surgery if you have concerns and go over your complications, your situations. So if you're listening and you have to have surgery coming up and you're nervous, you're allowed to ask your doctor and the staff in the hospital that you want to talk to everybody during your pre-op visit. And you want the nursing staff, the charge nurse, the doctors, anesthesiologists, you want everybody to agree on the same page that this is what's going to happen to you. And if something goes wrong, this is how they're going to fix it. Instead of it going wrong and then they're trying to come up with a plan, you already want the plan in place before you go under the anesthesia.
So does that all have to do with the freedom of information?
I have no idea.
Was it? Is it? Or is
I don't think so. I would imagine.
Wait. Okay. We'll cut that.
No.
Won't cut anything. There's a thing where like you informed consent. That's what I'm thinking. Informed consent. That's why they have to meet with you.
Okay. All right, and that may be what
You
it
have
is.
to request that. That's just not given to everyone.
Right. Some people, they just want you in and out as fast as they can because it's a money grab.
And for some people, that's fine. Their
You know?
surgery may just be in and out and done.
Right. But from when the doctor gets done with you, the hospital now has one priority is to get you up, awake, and out as fast as possible to get another body in the bed.
I mean,
We're
yeah.
just products to them. We're just products of profit. That's all we are. It's absolutely insane. And don't even get me started on the fact that the reason. So like if they come in your room, if you've ever had surgery, you've been in the hospital, you know they come in the room at shift change. They write their name on the board. They've got this beautiful little clock and the times on it, and when you've gotten your medicine and when your next medicine is due, and all that. Well, you would assume, being your care professional, that they would come in on that time and give you your medicine because it's due.
right.
But they don't have to, because under the law, if you don't request it, then they don't have to give it to you even though it's due to you. So
But what if you're not in a state of mind where you can request that? I mean, these people just woke up from surgery. They
trust
can't.
me, I know. But think about this. The average person stays in the hospital, a couple days after surgery. So on a 4-hour clock, 24 hours, every 4 hours you get medicine. So that's 6 pills every 24 hours. All right?
Okay.
Well, if you just missed one every 24 hours, that's one pill, times whatever amount that pill cost,
$4,000.
times every person in the hospital.
They save a lot of money.
They save that money because they've already billed the doctor and they've already billed the pharmacy and everybody for your medicine. Your medicine's already there. When they're like, oh, I got to call down the pharmacy, I got to do that and do this, they're just doing the paperwork to release it all. Everything's already there for you because that's your package, your plan that you paid for. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is, even if they don't miss a whole one, if you're supposed to get it, let's say at 4 p.m. and at 8 p.m., and at 4 o'clock, they don't show up, so you ring the buzzer. They finally come in around 4:03, and they're like, all right, I'll go get it for you. I'll be right back. And then they don't get back till 4:30. You just don't get one at 8 no more. Now you got to wait till 8:30. So at 8:30, they don't come in, so you have to call. So by the time they get back, it's actually like 8:45 or 9 o'clock. So now,
I'd have killed somebody by then.
they just keep pushing you back and pushing you back and pushing you back. And all it is for them to save money and make more money and keep things. My dad and I figured it out. If I was just the basic case scenario, what they did to me is it took 4 patients before they had a free patient. So the way they cut my medicine back, just by being lazy, being late, excuses, neglect, by the time I got out of the hospital, I missed a full cycle of a day's worth of medicine. Wow. And that's not just the pain medicine. That's the anti-inflammatory. That's but
they have record of what's on your list and what they've given you, right?
I know.
How can they still bill that or bill extra?
They don't. It's already paid for. They just keep it because it's theirs. It's already there. So think about like every 4th person of paid people. The 5th person that comes in and paid, they have the surplus of the other 4 people to take care of the 5th person. So that 5th person is 100% profit for them. My dad and I are number people. We ran the numbers. It's insane. It's such a money grab. Our political system is broke too, but our medical system, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. It's absolutely disgusting. And I'm not the only one. You talk to a bunch of people who've had the same situations and the same problems. But so on this one, I go in. Oh my gosh. I go in and I meet with everybody, and the doctor's like, hey, have you ever thought about a spinal tap? And I was like, no, I've never had a baby. He's like, well, it's not just for women. He's like, I can do a double epidural,
right?
Epidural on you, on your left and right side. And he's like, I'll give you a double, and it'll put everything from your pelvic down asleep.
Completely.
Gone, almost like paralyzed. He's like, then I'll give you a nerve block, and then I'll use some local anesthesia up top just to get you in I don't care mode up top.
Oh, well,
He's
that's
like,
fun.
He's like, you'll be asleep, but you won't be fully under anesthesia. But
Wait, that was for the whole surgery?
yes,
You weren't asleep for the surgery?
I was asleep. I didn't
Okay.
wake up. So,
Okay.
so they get me in the broom. I hunch all over like the women do. You know, my wife had one time. Let me just say this, ladies. Hey, ladies, have all your babies with epidurals. Oh my gosh.
No.
No,
Do you
is
know
it
there's
bad?
risk?
Is it?
Yeah, those people who already get migraines, it can trigger a migraine. And there is a spinal headache that you can get from it that lasts for months, and you have to have blood patches
well,
to fix. Like,
I know
there's risk.
and I will say this. I'm joking a little bit. My sister had one with Jasana, and she had whatever happened to her. She had to lay flat for like 14 days because the doctor missed or something.
And it's
Yeah.
so delicate where they have to go in. It's like in your spine. Like,
No, so he sits me on the bed, right? And I'm hunched over. I got a pillow in between me. I'm rolled over the pillow. Another doctor's got me by the back of my shoulders, got me curved over. And like we're making like a good sex flick, you know? Like they got me all bent over. They're doing weird things to me. So the doctor's like, look, I'm going to go in. He's like, you're a big, thick guy. He's like, your backbone is huge. He's like, you're going to have to tell me when I get to the right spot. I was like, I don't know. He's like, no, you'll know. You'll feel it. He's like, look, and he drew a line down my back with his finger. Wow, it was kind of sensual. He went down my backbone.
okay, no, just keep going. I'm squirming here, thinking
So
ugh.
he goes down my backbone with his finger, and he goes, all right, you feel that? And he's pressing. He's like, that's the center of your back. He's like, I need to know when I'm on the left and right side of that center, not the left and right side of your backbone. He's like, so I'm going to go in. I need you to tell me. So he goes in, and I was like, oh, wow, you're way too far right. He's like, all right. So he pulls out. He goes back in. And I was like, wow, you're way far left. He's like, all right, this time I'm not taking the needle all the way out. He's like, I think I'm close. So he pulled it out. I could feel all this, but it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt for some reason. So I feel all this. And then he goes back in. I was like, you're like a centimeter on the right side of where your finger's at. He's like, perfect. Take a deep breath. And he shot me. And then
Did you feel that?
it was a little cold, like a little numbing cold, but not bad. And then he gave me another shot. So he did the right side, left side shots. And then he leans on my shoulder. He goes, how do you like yours? You like Jack? You like, what do you say? He named a few liquors. And I was like, well, I don't drink no more. But when I did drink, I was a straight double Jim man. He's like my kind of guy.
You said Jim or Jen?
Jim Beam.
Okay.
Jim.
Okay. I was
I was
thinking
like-
Jen is nasty.
No, I'm a straight up double Jim man. And he goes, you're my kind of guy. He goes, here comes a double shot of Jim. And he pushes into my IV. There was none of this count backwards from 10. And you're like 9, 8, you know, there was none of that. He leaned over my shoulder, literally goes, I'm going to give you a double shot of Jim. Here it comes. Boosh. And I was gone. Lights out, gone. When I woke up in heaven, literally, I thought I died. I thought I woke up in heaven. I'll tell you all about it when I get back. And then we're going to get into this cow thing and the fight against cows. And then these disgusting commercial chicken farmers that are just absolutely, I think they're demonic. I'll just go ahead and say it. We'll be right back.